Hi everyone, thank you for joining in. I don't think I can see any of you or see who's joined in, but I'm sure we have a nice community out there willing to listen to what we have to share today. I'm Tana and I work for the marketing team at Pepper Content. Pepper is a full stack content marketing platform that empowers creators, designers, translators across the globe work with the best brands and tools in the market to create impactful, high quality content. And we've partnered with ADPList, which is a platform that democratizes mentorship for everybody. They have really enriching sessions led by one of the most influential mentors out there who are thought leaders in their spaces. And Pepper has partnered with ADPList to kind of empower content creators around the globe, like whoever we have signed up on Pepper Content can apply to ADP list as a mentor, and there is a minimum criteria that you need to crack to kind of make it as a mentor. And I think it's a great opportunity for anyone who's into content creation come out there and share their thoughts about their niche and sort of reach out to the learning community out there and develop a personal brand for themselves. They can get a lot of clients on board. You can kind of become a thought leader in your particular genre, right? So that's what I wanted to say about Pepper and ADP List and myself. And now I have with me Arpita Dheer. She currently is leading the design vertical for ADP List, and she comes from a really stellar background of working with companies like Ola and Head Out, and she has a really good profile. So we thought, why not invite her to talk a little more about mentorship, because I think we're in a safe space right now to say that anybody can be a mentor. Any creative professional who wants to impart the kind of knowledge that they might have developed over their years of experience, I think definitely should come on stage and talk about, enrich the community and talk about whatever their expertise is. And I think, Arpita, thank you for joining in. I would love for you to take us through a little bit in detail about ADP list, how it works, because I'm sure there's a lot of people who have so many questions. Guys, we'll be taking questions at the end of the session, so you can ping us in the comments for the questions, and we'll take them right at the end. Stay tuned, because we will have Arpita tell us in detail how ADP's mentorship program works.
Thank you so much, Tanya. This is lovely. Thank you, everyone. Everyone who is listening right now, you can say a hi on the chat. I'm Arpita. I'm the design lead for ADP List, like Tanya mentioned. Uh,
Designers out there, we're looking forward to seeing you in the comments.
yes, say hi in the chat. I'm super excited to be here. I think we have been meaning to do this for a while now, so super pumped to be finally talking to all of you here. Well, to get started with what ADP List is, it is a platform where you can get mentorship for free, right? You can reach out to designers across the globe, PMs across the globe, developers, and now content writers, right, across the globe to help grow in those verticals, right? You can book a one on one session with someone who you feel can help you answer a question, achieve a goal, right? Become better at who you are in your profession. So that's a little bit of what we do. We also have one to many sessions, group sessions that happen, which we partner up with a lot of people, one of them being Pepper. We have done 2 sessions with them, and what we try to do in those sessions is impart some value on certain topics relevant to these fields. Overall, I think we are a community which loves to learn and grow together, and I would say Pepper likewise as well. Like she mentioned earlier, we want everyone to kind of achieve that goal as the leader or the professional that they want to become in their own perspective fields, in their own perspective spaces, right? So it's super exciting to be working in this space. And I'm a mentor myself, and mentorship is something that has helped me grow a lot, uh, not only as a professional but as a personal individual as well, right? It helps me improve the way I can talk to people, understand them, and empathize them. And that is one of the key skills that us designers really struggle to put into action, is empathizing. So it's really good to talk to a lot of aspiring designers. I generally mentor designers, so I talk to a lot of designers on how they break into design and how they can upskill in their own field. I can see a few of my mentees here on the chat. Hi, Aman. Hi, Hitesh. Hi, Himanshu, who we are going to meet in the future. I have a session coming up with him on ADPList soon. So it's actually super easy. You can talk to a lot of people out there. We have over 9,000 mentors right now, right? So it's really exciting how much people are there ready to help you just to grow and learn in the field that you're in. So that's a little bit about what we do. I hope that answers your question overall, but we'll get deeper into it, I think, once we start our session in full speed.
Yeah, no, I think this is like really helpful. I think it helps everyone understand why mentorship is so important, right? Like, I think everybody agrees it's a win-win situation. All of the experienced thought leaders out there who've done so well for themselves and have built companies always talk about how it's so important to have a mentor, right? And what better place than this one-stop platform to kind of find your mentor, become one. I think it's a really enriching space. For whoever's interested out there, you can ping any of us. We're available on LinkedIn. And yeah, we can either have you. We'd love to have you as a mentor on board, or if you want to seek mentorship, that can be possible, right?
For
So,
sure.
Pavitra, I think let's talk a little about the sessions that we've done so far for folks who'd like to know a little more about, say, categories in particular. So, guys, I think ADP List has a marketing vertical, it has a product management vertical, it also has design and now content writing, right? So, I think Pepper is the first partner that you guys have developed the content writing category with, and I'm so glad that we've had two really amazing sessions. So this happens on ADP list, and there's one coming up on the 16th. Right, and the past two that we've done also have been such big hits because I think the topics chosen by the mentors was so great and the mentees were so excited. I just loved the kind of response that came about. The first one was, I think, to do with content marketing and how it can help, boost your writing career. The second one was, a very, it was an amazingly niche topic. I was so glad that we're doing something that's so core to content writing, which is technical, like how to deal with technical blogs, like a
Right.
beginner's guide to writing a technical blog that sells. And that had really great response because we had marketeers come in, we had technical content writers come in, understanding the challenges of the space and kind of interacting. So
Right.
I'd love for this community also to join the session on 16th. Pepper and ADP will both push further details on our relevant social channels. So stay tuned on that. But I think Arpita, you coming from such a varied background, if you could just share how your experience has been so far working with ADP, and you said that you've been a mentor also, like just for designers out there or marketers out there to understand a little bit more about how you shaped your career and how it's helped you till now, because
Sure.
this is
I
a very
think
different space, like to kind of delve into as a designer, right?
sure. I can totally share that. Well, I started off as an engineer. I am an engineer not by choice. But post that I found graphic designing. I felt like design came quite naturally to me. Logic came quite naturally when I was designing as well. And from graphic design, I transitioned. My last stint in graphic design was with Ola. And post that, I transitioned into product with Headout and now with ADP List. So I would say that in my day and age, when I wanted to kind of figure out what I wanted to do, there weren't many mentors. And I'm talking back like 10 years ago. So we didn't have like a lot of uh, people who were, we didn't have access actually. It's not like we didn't have people, we had people. But someone sitting in India didn't have access to like not even India. I was in Vellore. I don't know how many of you know where Vellore is in the chat. It's a small city in Tamil Nadu which has two colleges. One is VIT and the other one is CMC. One medical, one
That's what
engineering.
it's known for. That's what the
That's
place
what
is
it's
known
known
for.
for. So in a place like that, all you can rely on is the people that are in your college, right? You don't really have much exposure. Everyone is in their own I would say, grind of completing engineering, and it gets really difficult to find mentorship in this space, right? So
Right.
I kind of had like a lot of ups and downs in my careers where I dabbled into a few things initially and then settled on graphic design, and then eventually realized that I am more inclined and more natural with product design because I talk a lot and I love talking to people and I love helping people, right? And that's
Right.
not something that I could do with graphic design. So obviously product design was a natural turn for me. What I really love about my entire journey is that through certain people, I wouldn't say they were mentors, I would say they were well wishers, that I got confidence into taking certain steps and actions. If I had a mentor back then, I would be a little bit more confident, I would say, because when you're self-taught, the imposter syndrome kicks in no time, right? And uh, competition can make you question your capabilities a lot, and it is a really tough space in general to break into a career which you were not even supposed to be doing in the first place, because I was supposed to be an engineer, like I was supposed to sit for placements, I was supposed to do all of that. So it feels like a new realm. Like even when I told my parents, they were like, what's design, like what are you going to do, like
Right.
what exactly, how exactly are you going to earn money, like explain. And
Right.
it took me a while to explain graphic design first to them. Then when I went into product, it became much tougher, I would say, because product design is so complicated to sometimes explain to people who want to take it up. You can imagine my parents all confused. So what exactly are you doing? Like, so it's still the same, right? So imagine the lack of confidence in the field, right? Like they don't get it. So in those times, if there were mentors, not only me as a person who wants to get into design, but I sometimes feel like all these parents who are out there, even they can talk to one of them and understand what is right for their child, what is it that their children want to do. Like it's just actually a casual conversation, it's nothing
Right.
hardcore. We are only going to tell you things that are happening in the current world and probably help guide them, right? So there's a lot of ways that people can actually seek mentorship to help get a career that they want, that they can thrive in, that they can
Yeah,
really
it
use.
bridges the
So
gap, right? The gap that has so easily been called competition, as you said, right? Competition is also the reason why we all think that, oh, we have to thrive individually.
right.
Actually, right, in today's time, with the advent of content and communities and engagement and all these different types of platforms that everybody has access to, right? It's not
Yeah.
the same anymore. It's I think the core value that you guys have, which is democratizing mentorship for all, is the key word, because I think bridging the gap, right, is the most important thing. Why should you keep some knowledge restricted to yourself when you can help others
Totally.
thrive on it, and you get that confidence, right? I get so many people, I get so many applications. They want to be a mentor. I'm in touch with one of the people from your team, and she kind of tells me, yeah, we can go ahead with this application, and then I end up talking to the person. They're like, oh, we'll have to have our cameras on. Oh, we'll have to talk to so many people. Oh, Pepper is a brand, ADP is a brand. What kind of people will join? I don't know if I can face them. That confidence is also something that builds that makes you into a leader,
Yeah,
right?
totally.
And I have literally gone and talked to these people for so long, saying, no, you can do it. I mean, it's nothing. You have to build a personal brand. You have
Totally.
to. And I think in today's day, as I keep saying, it's really important. Content is king, and this type of content is something that is being consumed all over every platform. And it's so important that we come up and we stand up and we say that, hey, I can share some knowledge with you, and or maybe you have something nice to say to me. So we
Yeah.
should try. It shouldn't be like a transactional. That's what it's always been, transactional relationship. Now, what's in it for me or an ADP? What we're doing is empowering people across the globe. Now, there's nothing in it for, actually, guys. There's nothing involved here except the one will to kind of bring
Give back.
community together,
Yeah. I think
right?
it's quite important, like to give back, right? If we just keep learning, 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 and not giving,
Mm-hmm.
um, it's like a one-way street, I would say. But we need to create, like, learning is actually a two-way street.
Absolutely.
You cannot learn if you don't give, actually. It is, there's so many perspectives that you exchange. Like every time I meet a mentee of mine, and I have a lot actually, for some reason I have like a lot of them. I really like talking to these people. There's nothing to be intimidated about, right? Yes, we have to build a personal brand. Yes, we have to, give uh, there is a layer of, I would say, in people's head, that they have to do some up till some level. There is actually no
Right.
level.
Absolutely.
You just
Absolutely.
have to sit down, and like how you and I are talking, it would be
Absolutely.
something like that, right? And that itself can help exchange so many ideas and perspective. It's, I think the first step is asking for help,
Mm-hmm.
and the second step is for people who can help to offer that, right?
Absolutely.
And it is really empowering when you can give back. Like, it is so fulfilling. Like, the competition is never with others, it's always within us. Like, it's you
Absolutely.
against you, always. So if you go with that mindset, whatever you have, no one is really going to use it the exact same way and accomplish something until and unless they understand the base concept of it,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I think it's a really great space. And even in content, I would say I personally have been getting a lot of mentorship in content, because that's something that I want to improve in and become better at. uh,
Mm-hmm.
Different types of content, obviously not in marketing, but it's so nice, right? Today I'm a designer, today I want to go talk to someone in content. I can
Mm-hmm.
do that. I can book a slot and I can just be like, hey, these are the roadblocks that I am facing. Can you help me? And then they do help me, right? And
Right.
it's not that they write the content for me. They just
Mm-hmm.
help me understand how I can write it. So I think that empowerment is really, really good. Like, yeah.
Absolutely. Just urging everybody to drop in whatever questions you might have, guys. I mean, learners out there, people who want to explore mentorship, creators, designers, any questions you all have, please post them in the comments. Meanwhile, I think, Arpita, I really wanted to know how your experience so far has been like being part of this community. Have you come across any such cases that have really inspired you? You've seen somebody, or just I mean, any moment you might have had that was like a milestone in your mentorship journey.
I think personally, in my journey as a mentor, I have mentored a lot of people, right? And most of them are freshers in the field of design. They're new to UX. So I see a lot of me in most of them, because many of them, well, they are freshers into design, but they're not freshers in the industry. They are
Right.
sort of like 3 4 years into whatever field they are in, and they want to break into design. When
Mm-hmm.
I see them working hard and getting a job, right? Everyone who wants to get the job that they want, the promotion that they want, the kind of things that they want to do, if they're able to achieve it, that becomes a milestone in itself for me, right?
Absolutely.
I feel like I have met a lot of really great people, great minds who I am friends with today. Like, I'm friends with most of my mentees. My mentees and I share. Uh, I wouldn't call them mentees; they are mostly like my friends. Once they are done with their journey, they get into their job. We just have casual conversations on how to upscale and how to improve. Very recently, we had an ADPList meetup, and one of my mentee, like, just surprises me out of nowhere, meeting for the first time in IRL, because most of my conversations have been virtual. So when I
Right.
see them in person, it feels like it's really good to see where they
Absolutely.
started and where they have come to.
Right.
So it is really exciting. I think everyone's success is a milestone for me. In the
Absolutely.
community of ADP list, I have seen very similar stories where everyone figures out a way, especially the proactive ones, the ones who are really going out there. Some of them actually make ADP list their university. They talk to so many people that they
Absolutely.
can actually like learn
Learn.
everything that they wanted to learn and apply. So
Right.
that is in itself very inspiring. Their milestone, their successes are very, very inspiring to me.
Right.
And that's something which I never thought uh, was possible at least 10 years ago. So it's really nice to see this happen, right? Like, for example, if you're looking for content writers or you want to become a content writer, when the person feels like they are confident enough to start applying for a role, even that is a success. because they
Absolutely.
are now ready, they feel confident, that building that confidence, helping people out.
Absolutely.
One of the nicest things I think I would say, maybe it's not a milestone, but women in general,
Uh-huh.
they are very skeptical about transitioning, about changing and switching roles and things like that.
Right.
Obviously, because there's so many things to answer to our parents all the time, and given that we come from an Indian society, we have a few deadlines. If I have to put it out
Uh-huh.
subtly, some
Right.
of them do. A lot of them have the liberty of having great parents, supportive parents, I would say.
Right.
But the ones who have a little traditional mindset parents, not that
Yeah.
they are wrong, but they are concerned, right?
Right.
Those women I have seen struggle a lot in figuring out their career and transitioning or picking up their first job. When I see them do what they want, that empowers me like nothing else, actually.
Right.
Because if someone tells me that I have to either do my master's or get married,
Uh-huh.
that's not a choice I want them to have. That's not how I want them to live their life, right? So it feels really nice when I'm able to help them translate that into something more, uh,
Right.
help build that connection. So yeah, that is one of the most empowering things for sure.
Awesome. You mentioned upskilling, Arpita. How do you keep yourself relevant? As being you made a choice of taking up, as you said, first you were an engineer who went into graphic design, and then from graphic design you ventured into product design. So, I mean, how do you keep yourself relevant by upskilling yourself continuously, like in your personal journey? And
Got it.
some recommendations to, keep yourself
Sure.
motivated. What do you do?
Sure. I think two parts of the question. I'll take the first one first, like upskilling, how to stay relevant while upskilling. So, to stay relevant, I would say the nature of my job is such that I have to always stay relevant.
Mm-hmm.
Product design is like a ever growing field. If I don't stay relevant, I'm going to miss out on everything that is out there. So
Right.
I try my level best to read a lot. I try to read existing things that are out there. There's a lot happening on Twitter as well. There's a lot of articles that are being written on a daily basis. I try to keep in touch with that. I try to seek mentorship myself. I am an active mentee as well. uh, I don't have the time, but I try to build a cadence with a couple of mentors and stay relevant in different parts of the world, what the current trends are. Right.
Right.
I also try to, because I'm a product designer, I also want to learn a little bit more about engineering side of things so that my designs can improve. So I have a
Right.
few conversations on those lines as well.
Right.
So I would say that to stay relevant, the only method is to keep learning, right? Every day, find something, take out at least 15 to 20 minutes to read something, to learn something new. To It can be about history, it can be about psychology, it can be about anything that interests you. Try to drive it back to the concepts that you're looking at today, how they are working. Those kind of learnings also really help, right? So
Right.
I try my level best to keep learning all the time. And also conversations.
Right.
Conversations are the best way to get perspective. uh,
Right.
you might believe something else, someone might believe something else. The moment you start talking about it, you learn. There's no other way. You
Right.
have to learn something. Now,
Right.
going to the second part of your question, if you can just remind me what it was again.
Yeah, just, I mean, how do you keep yourself motivated? And if you have any advice,
Motivated.
yeah, and if you have any advice to, fellow product designers, or just the community
Sure.
in general to keep themselves motivated, like any tips?
Sure. I think motivation is completely like it's very subjective. So
Absolutely.
I will tell one thing which works for me. I try to find a culture, a community, a company of sorts that helps me, who understands my goal as much as I understand my goal. Right?
Right.
That is one thing that motivates me to be a better designer every day.
Right.
Second is, apart from designer, just in general, you need to like what you do. If you
Absolutely.
don't like what you do, you need to identify what is going wrong. The self awareness allows you to choose right paths, which allows you to stay motivated, right?
Right.
If you are going to
Absolutely.
keep ignoring things, it might not help you. But if
Right.
you can identify, correct, and take a different action, that can really help you. Yes, feedback
Right.
is super important from others, from yourself to you. It's really really important. Yeah.
Right. I think this session has been absolutely motivational. I feel super pumped about either becoming a mentor or like becoming a mentee. I think it's really important. It's like therapy for your career. Like, just being able to talk to somebody, understand what your career is going to shape like, what you want to do in life. So, amazing session. Thank you, Arpita. I hope we were able to address what we wanted to, guys, how mentorship can boost your content creation career. If you haven't yet, I'd urge all pepper creators of course, have an upper hand to get through the mentorship process, but all of you all have a chance to apply as a mentor and, kind of become a mentor or take any mentorship sessions by becoming a mentee. So just hop on to adplist.org. We can put it down in the chat box, and that's how you can apply. Now, we want to take the question. We haven't gotten any questions in the comment boxes, guys. How is it possible that you all don't have any questions for Arpita or me? It's impossible. Come on. Any product designers out there? Any content writers out there? Anyone who's willing to explore mentorship and wants to know more? Uh, Anyone who hasn't become a pepper creator yet but wants to become a pepper creator, Kunal has put down the link in the chat box, in the comments box. But I don't think we have any questions. So we can wrap this up
Sure.
as of now, and you all can of course reach out to both of us or Pepper and ADP for anything that you want to know. We'll be putting out, as I said, everything that we have in terms of sessions or any future upcoming possibilities where you guys can contribute. We'll put it up on our social channels, so stay tuned. Thank you so much for your time, Arpita. This has been great.
No worries.
I hope that it was fulfilling for you also.
It was
To kind
lovely
of
chatting with you, Tanya. Lovely chatting with you. I'm glad we could do this. And if there's any questions, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn or DM me. I'll be more than happy to talk to any of you. Super
absolutely.
excited.
Thank you, guys. This has been great. All right. See you. Have a nice rest of the evening.